Happy Tuesday, Inner Circle, and friends. It's easy to lose track of the days. I'm currently uploading today's episode of the podcast, so I just got a question via text message, and I thought this would be an easier way to answer it than via text regarding sleep. This is a common question. Here's what I can tell you about sleep that I found helpful in my life, and hopefully you can apply this in yours. When you wake up in the morning, the reason you should wake up is because your cortisol levels have increased over the night, okay? Cortisol is like your get up and go chemical. It's the stress chemical. There's shit that needs to get done, so you need to get up and get it, and that should happen naturally. This is why you should wake up without an alarm clock in a perfect world. Like I said, it's not perfect for everybody. Sometimes you definitely need to have the alarm clock because you've got a job and you've got a place you need to be. I get that. But like I said, perfect world, you would wake up without an alarm clock. Throughout the day, your cortisol level will drop because you've got this list of things that you need to get done. You've got all these stresses in your life, and as you actively participate in your existence, you should be diminishing that stress. That's what your action is. You've got stress about bills to pay, you went to work. That should lower that stress level. Your workouts should leave you with less cortisol, not more. By the end of the day, your cortisol levels should be like depleted because you have addressed everything that you're going to be able to address that day. And when your head hits the pillow, you should pass out because there's just nothing left to do. You've done all you can do that day, and in order to be effective and to face the next day, you're going to need your rest. So your cortisol levels should be low, and you should lull right to sleep. I mean, head hit the pillow, you're out within a matter of minutes. That's good. You will sleep the whole night, and your cortisol levels are slowly rising. And then in the morning, they peak, and you wake up. Time to get back to work. Go through the day, lowers down, sleepy time. Wake up, do it again, right? What most people, I don't even necessarily say most people, but when people have a hard time sleeping, right? When people are lying awake at night and they're just spinning stuff in their head, why is that happening? Why are you sitting there at night thinking about shit? Your cortisol levels are high, right? Your brain is in this way of saying, we got shit we got to do. We can't sit down and rest. We can't shut off for a while. Like there's all this stuff that we need to address. So what happens is people flip-flop, right? And they can't get to sleep at night because their cortisol levels are super high. And then as they sleep, their cortisol levels actually drop. And then the alarm clock goes off in the morning and they've got no go. They don't want to get up because they're exhausted. They didn't sleep well, right? Because they were up way too late. They're getting up way too early, so that sleep window is short. They haven't finished their sleep cycles. And so you're waking up depleted. Your cortisol levels are increasing throughout the day. Your head hits a pillow at the end of the day, and you're just processing shit because that's the chemical signal that your brain is getting. How do you bust out of that? One, it's hard, man, but you got to have that regular bedtime, and you got to stick to it, and it's going to take a little while. It's not going to happen in one night. You're not just going to get one night of sleep and then be done. You've got to develop that habit and that routine. Your body loves routine. I don't care who you are and how special you think you are. Your body is tuned to nature, the sun rising, the sun setting, the cycles, the changing of the length of the day. Your body is attuned to that stuff. So if you don't fight that, that's going to be better, number one. Number two, you got to maximize what you can maximize in the bedroom. So like lights out, right? Blackout curtains, no lights, no little LEDs on all your electronics. There should be no electronics in your room. It is not a place for electronics. It is a place to sleep, to change your clothes, or to have sex. That's all you do in your bedroom, okay? No watching TV, no playing on your phone, none of that crap. You go in that room, it's your little cave, and that's where you go to take care of business. That's it, okay? I keep my cell phone on the nightstand. It's my alarm clock, but I put it on Do Not Disturb, right? I turn the Wi-Fi off, I put it on Do Not Disturb, and I let it recharge. And in the morning, yeah, it's the first thing I grab. That's just part of my routine. It's what works for me. I don't actually recommend checking your email first thing in the morning, but that's a whole other thing. Maybe a video for another time. But yeah, blackout, cool. It should be nice and cool, right? You want your feet covered, your head nice and cool when you sleep. Maximize what you can maximize in that space, number one. And then it's like, okay, it's 8 o'clock, I'm going to bed, and then just go and just sit and stare into the darkness until you don't anymore. And when you wake up that next morning, you tell yourself, I gotta go to bed, 8 o'clock, whatever that time is for you. It might be 10:30, I don't know. but you get in that habit. And then, an hour before bedtime, no more screens, right? Use the blue light filter if you have to. Get your routine. Brush your teeth, change your clothes, do that, do the whole thing, and start making that a habit. And after 2, 3, 4 days, after a week, after 4, 5, 6 weeks, it starts to really be easy. And you'll notice, like, my head hits a pillow and I go out. I'm that way. Like, by the time my head hits a pillow at night, I am out. There's no like kicking and screaming and fighting to fall asleep. Like, I sleep, and then I usually wake up just naturally. Lately, it's been just before 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, pretty consistently. If I'm left to my own devices and I'm training really hard and I'm eating clean, like 9 hours of sleep is like on the dot. So that's not something that just happened overnight. It's been a constant. Bedtime is sacred. You have to stick to that routine. You have to do things the way that your body's going to respond to, and it's going to take some practice. So that's what I got for you on sleep. Hopefully you guys find that helpful, and sweet dreams.